This is the Volvo XC60 Recharge. It's one of the most popular vehicles in their lineup, and today we're going to tell you why. One reason why it's popular is because of the style. It's not too edgy, it looks modern, it looks premium, but this one happens to be the black edition. Yes, so you get the black metallic paint, black everything, black roof rails, the window surrounds are all blacked out, the door handles, the mirrors, you get special 21-inch black wheels on this black edition. Even the grille is blacked out. The logos and emblems are even blacked out as well. So if you like black, this is the one to get. Along with everything black, you do get the signature Thor's hammer headlamp. You also get a hands-free power liftgate, and this one has the air suspension, so you can raise and lower it for easier loading or unloading of goods. There's a lot to like on the inside of the XC60. You get that famous scan design. You know, it has that simplistic but elegant look. It's modern. I love the combination of materials they use. You get the leather, you get the metal finishes on here. It looks great. We also have these seats that are so comfy, seriously, really good support. You have good thigh support as well. These are heated and they are ventilated. This black edition is really loaded right to the gills. It has pretty well every single option. Not everyone, we're gonna talk about a few in a second here, but you do get 3 screens here. We have a head-up display, we have a 12-inch driver display, and a 9-inch vertical infotainment screen. I do like the vertical look because the real estate, you know, like if you use CarPlay, which this has, it just really emulates like your phone. You even have a home kind of button, just like you have on your tablet, for instance. The CarPlay is not wireless. This is an Android-based system, but I do like that at least they included CarPlay. Now, when you use the CarPlay, you get a lot of real estate. Instead of the horizontal 16:9 screens that you normally see, you get 2 rows of content. You get 3 rows on this vertical setup here. You know what? I've actually criticized Volvos before. Their infotainment was a little bit sluggish and kind of hard to use. I'm actually getting used to this, and it is fairly quick. All the climate is done through the screen though, just to be aware of that, but you do have a volume button and you can pause right there as well. Now, one gripe that I have, and I've had with Volvo for quite a few years, is you get this great real estate here, and this is equipped with a 360 camera. However, you can only see 1 camera at a time instead of other vehicles, other brands where you have a backup camera and you have a 360 or a bird's eye view. You see them at the same time on the screen. This one, it's either one or the other. I honestly think this is kind of unnecessary. I really wish that they would actually change that. It's a small thing, but it really bugs me. I'm not sure if it actually bugs you at all. This one's also equipped with the crystal gear shifter. A lot of people like that. And you have a enormous, almost full length panel roof with a sunshade, and the roof actually opens as well. So bonus right there. So let's look in the back. All right, you know, Volvo is synonymous with safety. Well, when you open and close these doors, it gives you even a little bit more reassurance because they are heavy. They feel like they're armored doors or something like that. Maybe they have some lead panels in them or something, but they're heavy. Just so be aware of that. If you have small kids, it might be a little bit hard for them to open or definitely close the door for sure. But this XC60 is in the compact premium SUV category, and I'm totally okay with the type of room that this vehicle provides. Front and in the back here, we are seated behind the driver's seat, which is set where I would normally sit. I'm 5'11", just a little bit shorter than that, but I have ample knee room. My feet have a lot of room underneath the seat. You actually have probably a good 6 inches. Some vehicles don't give you very much for your feet. Headroom, a lot of headroom. If these seats, once again, they feel great. These seats do not recline though. If you're gonna put a third person in the center, maybe get the smallest person, obviously, because not as big, but it's because you have the drivetrain hump in the middle, and it's fairly wide and high, and this console is push all the way back, so there's not even a lot of depth. If you were to want to put your foot there, it's not going to fit there at all. So yeah, very comfortable for 4 adults in this vehicle. 5 in a pinch, no problem. We pull this down, we have a nice armrest, drink holder right there. We have heated seats in the rear as well. A few things to note though, this vehicle has some nice placed air vents on the side pillar, but does not have its own climate control for the rear, nor does it have any automatic or manual sunshades. And if you are looking for a vehicle that has a window that goes all the way down, this one doesn't go all the way down, and that's very common when you get into a compact vehicle because it's the shape of the door, and yeah, they got to cut somewhere. But my kids that drives them nuts. They like windows that go all the way down, but hey, I'm not sitting back here, am I? So let's drive. All right, so let's talk about what's under the hood now. It is a 2-liter turbo and supercharged 4-cylinder that puts out 312 horsepower. So it's pretty potent on its own. But then you add on 107 kilowatt electric motor that gives you 143 horsepower. Combined 455 ponies here. Now there are different drive modes. We have hybrid, which uses the gas and electric at the same time, whatever's convenient. Polestar, which is going to give you the maximum performance. Pure, which we're sampling right now, which is just 100% just EV only. Off-road, okay, pretty self-explanatory. It's going to loosen up some of the parameters, let you spin a little bit more, and then constant all-wheel drive. So if you really need all 4 wheels engaged, that's what you're going to use right there. So right now we're just on electric. So this has a range of 58 kilometers. I'm actually averaging a little bit more on that. All depends on time of year, of course, and that is powered by an 18.8 kilowatt hour battery. So you get 143 horsepower, and this is what's wild, is you forget, like normally 143 horsepower vehicle, a gas car, it's kind of, depending on the size of vehicle, for a compact to mid-size vehicle, it's going to be a little bit anemic for sure. But when you have just an electric motor, it's like, until you get to the higher speeds, you get that instant pickup because of the torque. You get 228 pound-feet just from the electric motor itself, and that is enough to get you up and going. And we're on a highway right now. We're doing 100 kilometers an hour without any issue. And let's just do a little bit of a test here. I'm pressing down, and that's one thing that I like about this PHEV system. Unlike some others that really like to kick on that gas engine even at the littlest bit of demand, I'm actually demanding quite a bit. I'm aggressively pushing my foot down on the accelerator, and that gasoline engine refuses to come on. However, if I really need it to, okay, I'm going to put my foot right to the floor. There we go. We have engaged the gasoline engine as well, that transmission, and you can feel it. There is a slight delay, but it is there now. Now, it even feels more powerful because you're getting the best of both worlds. But I'm not joking. The electric motor alone is quite potent. Now, if we go into Polestar, all right, so now this is going to change things, not just for the power delivery, but also our suspension. We have adaptive suspension on here, as we mentioned, and now that's wild. For a 2-liter 4-cylinder, yeah, that's not only just wild, that's fun. This thing, Volvo does a great job for their driving dynamics. They like to give you a lot of power for this size of vehicle. I remember driving the XC60 Recharge. That's insane too. But yeah. All right. Okay. So let's go back into Pure now. If we go back into Pure, it is, it did. Sometimes it'll take a while because it actually has to go through a drive cycle. Now, also for our battery wise, we are under just regular auto, so it'll just use the battery when it needs it. We can hold the charge. Maybe you're on the highway and you want to save it for the city, you can hold it and you can actually charge that battery with the gas engine as well as you're driving. So you have all of that. One thing to note, I find that the steering is quite light. It's almost a little bit too light for me. You do have an option to make the steering more firm in the driving dynamics section of the menu. Ride-wise, that adaptive suspension is doing a great job. This is not the smoothest highway at all, and it's quiet, of course, and there are no creaks or rattles or anything that you hear, even though we're in EV mode. It feels like a very, very solid built vehicle for sure. Now, if you want to tow with this will tow up to 3,500 pounds, which is pretty decent for this size vehicle. Some of them are actually lower or don't even recommend towing when you have an EV component built into it. But yeah, this one, it does very well. By the way, if you are interested in that adaptive suspension, that is going to run you 2,350 additional Canadian dollars. So what are my likes and dislikes of this new XC60? Well, first of all, exterior and interior really like the styling. A lot of other people commented on it as well. The black edition really stands out as well. And the interior, you can't go wrong with this interior. Not only does it look good, it feels good, but it's very, very comfortable and it's spacious as well. Next thing that I like, it's the powertrain, especially the combination, this being the plug-in hybrid. Love how it stays in EV so easily, even when you are asking more from it, it still stays in it until you go right to the floor. Love that fact. Also, so much power, smooth power. You know what? I've always said PHEVs are the best of both worlds. No compromise. If you're not ready to dive into an EV, maybe you have charging struggles where you live. Hey, get a PHEV. You get to play in the EV land and not worry to have to charge if you can't. You just put gas in. No problem there, and road trips are a non-issue for sure. And the range, 60 kilometers is pretty decent. So I like all of that that's underneath and driving this powertrain for sure. Which brings me to my dislikes is that EV system, the charging. The charging is limited to 3.7 kilowatts on a level 2 charger. That means on average, you're looking at about 6 hours to charge this to 100%. And I don't think that's very good. That's the same thing, very similar to the Mitsubishi Outlander, but I would really love to see them double it to the 7.2, cut that time in half, like some other PHEV systems out there. Next dislike, I mentioned it before, it's that backup camera really drives me nuts, that I have to toggle between the two when you do have the real estate there to actually put them both on the screen. And third thing, these are not really real bad dislikes, but just be aware, and this doesn't apply just to this XC60 Black Edition, but all black cars. This thing in the summertime gets hot. It's black, right? Everything's black. Even all the little extra bits are going to attract more heat. So the air conditioning works very well on here. And the last thing is, no surprise, a premium vehicle, you pay a premium price. This starts at $63,000 for the core XC90, but if you add on all the packages, or if you get the Black Edition that we have here, this will run you 86,000 Canadian dollars. Yeah, so not pocket change, but none of the vehicles in this category are, let's say, if you want to compare it to something similar to like the BMW X3 plug-in hybrid, similar price when you outfit them the same, except you're going to get double the range and more power with this Volvo compared to that BMW for sure. So what do you think of this XC60 Recharge? Would you buy it? Do you like PHEVs? If you're interested in full EV, hey, stay tuned. We are going to test the all-new EX90, which is their basically flagship 3-row electric SUV in a couple weeks. So make sure like and subscribe, and you'll hit that bell notification too, so you'll know when that video drops. That's it. See you in the next review. Ciao.